tremendous performer in this Canada Cup series and a great star for Czechoslovakia. And the Czechoslovakian lineup, which does not include Jan Jasko and Drahomir Kadlec.
Well, Kadlec isn't playing in this game. In the 3 games that he's played in Canada Cup, he's taken 6 minor penalties, so Dr. Jan Starcy, the coach of the team, said no more for him.
The officials for this game, a goodly representation. From Finland, the referee, Carl Gustav Kaisla. We have an Italian linesman from Canada named John D'Amico, and a Swedish linesman, Sven Lindstrom. So this is truly an international tournament with the U.S. and the Czech hockey teams ready to get underway here at Center 200 in beautiful Sydney, Nova Scotia. Delighted you could join us as we close out the preliminary round of competition of the 1987 Canada Cup. Hatcher and Langway on the blue line for the United States to get things underway, and the Americans nearly stole the loose puck. Finally, it's taken by Radina. Czechoslovakia behind his own net. He's running heavily along the boards as the U.S. goes to a physical game right off the bat. Langway waits for teammates to get out of the zone, shoots it right back into the corner. Chaka right in front of the net, and the Czechs are able to control it and shoot it out to center. USA team, as we have talked about in the past, very strong in its own end, and certainly with Van Beesbroek in the nets, they are playing their best goalkeeper. And in the meantime, the Czechs trying to get something going in their own zone. Igor Liba, one of the stars of this Czech team, moves quickly into the U.S. zone, trying to go around the American player, and we have a tripping call coming up right off the bat against Mike Ramsey. We'll take a break. A minute gone in the opening period. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Very aggressively. Unfortunately for them, Mike Ramsey has just taken a penalty for tripping. You can see right there at the blue line that he caught Liba, and he is going off. The Czechs will be on the power play.
Face-off is to the left of Van Beesbroek, and he will get a quick whistle as the Czechs start to storm around that USA goal.
Well, Team USA came right out the initial shift of this game, and 3 great body checks. That's 3 more than we saw in the previous game between Finland and Sweden.
And we were sort of warned that they only send 1 man in. Notice, folks, they're forechecking. They're sending 2 men in quick, and they're trying to punish.
Cherban now throws it into the corner. It comes back out, and a good play by Joel Otto to get a stick on it and tip it down into the zone. Hasek leaves it for Cherban. Cherban works out against the American forechecker, and now Liba controls in the center ice area for Pasek. There's a good shot. Van Beesbroek got a piece of that, and the Czechs go to the attack. Sheba loses it along the boards. It comes back out to the line. Staviana over to Cherban. Long pass across ice. There's a shot that just missed the far side. Cherban able to keep it in. Liba controls. Hatcher moves to check him. It comes back over to Cherban. Nice sprawling play there by Bob Brook to knock that puck all the way down the ice. A minute and left in the penalty to Mike Ramsey. We're in the 2nd minute of play in the opening period. Czechoslovakia on a power play. Peter Rosal across the line, leaves it for Staviana. And it's flipped out to center once again. Chaika takes control in his own zone. 35 seconds left in the penalty. Up for Radina. That's controlled by Chris Chelios and shot back down the ice, and there's 30 seconds left in the penalty. Miloslav Orava starts this next march, and he's checked by Bobby Carpenter, who lost his stick but hadn't forced the Czechs back into the zone and had time to go to the bench for a new one. Ruzicka drops it back to the line. Miloslav Orava over to Radina into the corner, and there's the centering pass, and it comes back out to the line. Czechs moving the puck around very quickly, and finally Carpenter gets to it and backhands it down the ice. Hasek will let it go, and the U.S. team is back to full strength. Orava works out of the zone. The Americans move up quickly to forecheck. Ramsey backhands it back to his own line. There's the pass up into the center ice area by Housley, who gets it back. And now Peter Vilk is run in along the boards by Wayne Presley, who's out there on a forward line with LaFontaine. Ramsey moves up to make a check, but the Czech player goes on into the zone, carries into the corner. Housley bumps his man and takes control and dumps it up to Presley. Out to LaFontaine. He can't get by center. Vilk. A cross ice pass to Black. Now into the slot area, and Van Beesbroek steered that shot away. Off the stick of Vladimir Kuchera. Presley, long pass up for LaFontaine. Splits through the defense. Presley moves to get the loose puck. Good physical play along the boards. Presley struggles for control. Now it comes in front to LaFontaine. Set up for Chelios. Backhand blocked by a sliding Czech defender. Chelios controls, keeps it in at the line. Here's LaFontaine, and now we've got another penalty coming up against the USA. 15:50 to go in first period. This is the 87 Labatt Canada Cup.
Watch number 14 for the USA team. Number 14, Wayne Presley, gets that leg out and trips number 14 for the Czechs, Kuchera. That's going to send him to the penalty box. The Czechs once again on the power play. Team USA can play aggressively, but they're going to have to be careful and stay out of that penalty box.
So the Americans killing their second penalty of this first period, which has only run 4.5 minutes. But again, playing against the Czechs, this is not exactly advisable. Langway, good play to break up that thrust. And now Joel Otto threw it up, intended for Carpenter, intercepted by Sherbin. On the right side, long pass in there for a streaking Hasek. Or Pasek, rather. Hasek. Across to Sherbin. Now here's Liba. Set it up for Pasek. Langway moves out to make the check. It comes back to Pasek. Sherbin's open at the line. He may get a chance. It goes instead to Igor Liba into the slot, and that shot off a defender. Good play by the American defenders there, and they killed almost a minute of the penalty, and the Czechs still haven't had a shot on goal.
Well, a big guy like Rod Langway, 6'3", 215 pounds, has got lots of reach. So the U.S. team used him well out there, killing penalties. He just took that puck right away from Sheba, number 22 for the Czechs, who all of a sudden found himself with possession of the puck. But at the same time, he found himself with this big, lanky guy right on top of him. He can reach a mile out there.
The Americans clear it to the line, not out, kept in by Orava. And Orava's got the puck back at the line once again. Throws it into the corner. And then gets the puck back out at the line. Brook stopped the first try on a pass. Now here's a chance in front. Rosal was nearly home free there. And we've got Chelios without a stick, and he plays the puck to the line, but not out. Now finally it's knocked out into the center ice area.
USA all of a sudden playing very aggressively back in their own end zone.
Radina takes the shot. That's blocked by the defense. Ramsey moves up, makes the check as well on Chaika. Now, the linesman called that one.
Team USA were back in the box in their initial penalty and were really playing very cautiously. But now all of a sudden Bob Johnson has got them playing very aggressively. They're forcing the puck carrier, maybe mixing it up a little bit, not allowing the Czechs an opportunity to read what they're going to do out there, and at the same time intimidating them a little bit. Watch right here. Here's a pretty good example. USA all over top of the puck carrier. In fact, they've got two guys caught over there. Now, you got to watch it, though, because the Czechs move the puck so quickly, they can catch you, and if you allow them to get into the slot, boy, they can put it home on you pretty quick.
15 seconds left in the penalty to Wayne Presley. Good penalty killing to this point by the United States. The Czechs will try and get something going here. Broughton moves up to make a check, but the Czechs work their way into the zone. Langway takes his man out into the corner, and now it's dumped out to the line off the official and back out to center. Now the Americans with a 2-on-2 break. And here's a chance now for a defender moving up, Gary Suter, and he couldn't find a man open, and the Czechs work it out into the neutral zone. And now we get a whistle, and the Czechs will be penalized. Interference 13.5 minutes to play in the opening period from Sydney. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Number 14, right in the middle of your screen here. All of a sudden, he sticks out his leg. He gets a 2-minute penalty for interference. The referee caught that one. Number 14, Kuchera, goes to the penalty box for interference. He had pulled down Mark Johnson.
At 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So now the United States, which has killed 2 penalties in the first 4.5 minutes of this period, will get a chance on the power play. Housley shovels it in across the line. Sherbin back there, tries to throw it out, gave it away instead. It comes right in front, and the Czechs are there to clear it down the ice. Kuchera for interference at 6:30 of the opening period. Still no score in the hockey game, but some good physical play by both teams. Mark Johnson works his way into the corner, looking to make a pass. Housley had moved into the slot area, but they couldn't get the puck to him. Housley now shovels it back into the corner. Otto is out there on the point. Suter to Housley, and it comes back out into the neutral zone. Housley nearly lost, did lose it in fact, and it was lucky that Radina didn't know where it was. Here comes Gary Suter. Calgary Flames outstanding young defenseman. Across the line, Carpenter made a move. The puck comes back to Suter. He'll take a long shot. It just goes a little bit wide of the net. Housley keeps it in. And then Liba, nice pass to Pashek. Pashek, good shot right on. And Van Beesbroek had to make the save. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. The Labatt player of the game for Czechoslovakia will receive a set of 10 Olympic coins, compliments of Canadian Tire, an official supplier to the Calgary 1988 Olympic Winter Games, and a few dreams along the way. Canadian Tire. 12:19 to go here in the opening period from Center 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia. 49 seconds left in the penalty to Kuchera of Czechoslovakia. No score in the hockey game, and the face-off to the left of John Van Beesbroek in the USA goal. LaFontaine lost the draw. It comes to Igor Liba, and he's checked, and Chris Chelios takes over for the United States. Up through the center ice area, here's Bobby Carpenter. Works his way across the line. The shot goes wide. LaFontaine back to the line. Chelios over to Ramsey. And now the Czechs get a break. Here is Pashek. Pashek right in, and Chelios just got back enough to disrupt him a little bit. And now Bobby Carpenter will take over and circle in front of his own net and start back quickly for the Americans. He just kind of left it at the line, and Chelios couldn't get there quickly enough. Chelios throws it back to Mike Ramsey. Both teams back at full strength now. That shot went off a Czech player who's down in the his own zone. Kuchera now works down the left side, takes the good shot. Van Beesbroek stood his ground. Kuchera hustles after the loose puck in the corner. Black is manhandled there by the American defenseman. And now Kevin Hatcher of the Washington Capitals starts back. Bob Brook has it. Shoots it back in again. Delayed offside coming up against the Americans. Sherbin gets it up to Steviana. He gets to the line. Nice move. Steviana just missed. Great move against the defender there. And now Brook breaks out. He is run in along the boards by Sherbin. And the Czechs control it once again. Lubina run in heavily by Chris Nyland. Best hit of the period, and Nyland hustles into the corner looking for a loose puck. Now it comes back into the slot. Brook is tied up and can't get there. And here come the Czechs. Rosol sets it up in the slot, and I think Van Beesbroek got a piece of that shot from Ruzicka. Brook plays it behind his own net to Rod Langway. Up for Nyland. Here come the Czechs once again. Brook and Ruzicka get into a little stick work along the boards. Hatcher's got the puck now. Off the boards for Brook. Lubina keeps it in. Langway's got it in front of his own net. The Czechs able to keep it in. Then it gets as far as the line. Now it's Lubina moving to the corner, and the Czechs play it, or the Americans play it out as far as the line. Brook has it once again. And finally, we get a whistle. There's 9:35 to go in the first period. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
USA came out hitting the very first shift, and it hasn't stopped. Watch Nyland. Number 30 just rams that body right into number 18, Lubina. Sends Lubina sprawling. Even Nyland's helmet got lifted up there a few inches. Chris Nyland can certainly either start a war for you out there, but he can make things happen.
The Czechs get it to the line. It's kept in by Chelios. Suter hustles over to shoot it in from the side. And now Chelios at the line will take the shot towards the net. It's steered into the corner by Horava. The Americans very physical in this opening period. Olczyk battling along the boards with two Czech defenders. And finally Horava controls behind his own net. 9:10 to go in a scoreless first period. And we get a two-line offside as Dolezal took the puck on the American side of center.
Well, we're talking about a lot of the emotion that the Czechs have shown in this last year, especially this year at Canada Cup. Dr. Jan Starcy, you see there behind the bench, a lot of it's because of him. He's an emotional coach out there. He uses the whistle a lot in practices. He screams, he hollers at the guys. He tries to get the very most out of them. And boy, it has paid off as well with the players because they are spreading some of that enthusiasm amongst each other. Even in the warm-up tonight before the game, they were hooping and hollering out there once again.
Bozic ups it off for Pasek. Pasek takes the big shot that goes away wide. Aaron Broughton for the United States. Gets it out of the zone. Mullen hustles after it. Benak gets there first for Czechoslovakia. Throws it around on the side. There's a pass intercepted in the slot. Housley has it stolen by Igor Liba. Long pass up intended for Sheba. And Housley got back to start this next American rush. In across the line to Joey Mullen. Works his way past Benak. Now here's a chance in front. Right on! And Dominik Hasek, very sharp both on the first shot and on the loose puck in the crease area.
Joe Mullen was banging away out there. He was looking for that rebound, but Dominik Hasek didn't give him one. Watch Hasek. He has got full sight of that puck initially, but here comes Mullen. Mullen tries to get that stick right on top of that puck, trying to deflect it initially. Hasek made the save, and then Joe Mullen had a little time there to whack away at it.
So the face-off to the right of Dominik Hasek. Down to 8:20 to go here in the first period. And Peter Vilk and Wayne Presley are having words. We got two officials standing right there.
Now they're fighting over that 1 square yard of ice out there. Presley's not going to lose as far as he's concerned.
Back to the line to Langway. Here's a shot towards the net, deflected by Presley in front. Right back into the crease area. And Presley missed another great chance. Now it's back in front again. This time LaFontaine was loose and the Czech defense clears. Black works his way in across the line to Kuchera. Back towards the line, threw it instead right into the slot area, and Kelly Miller starts it away for LaFontaine. Vilk broke that up, and it comes back out to Kevin Hatcher. Waits for his teammates to get on side, leaves it at the line. It comes back to Suter. Suter up to LaFontaine. Flips it for Presley. Delayed offside at the line. The Czechs are able to clear it. Chelios moved up. Steviana pushed it by him. Kuchera's got the puck, and Gary Suter comes back to help his buddy out and clear it out to center. Lubina can't get by Chelios, and the Americans finally just shoot it down the ice. And will take the icing call with 7:19 to play in the first period. We'll take a break for just a moment. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. 19 to go in period number 1. A scoreless period to this point, but an entertaining period of play. A lot better effort by both clubs than we saw in an earlier game here in Sydney. And now the United States trying to get something going, gets as far as center ice. Orava breaks it up there and then takes the return pass from Peter Rosal. and starts Radina away. The Americans break that up in the center ice area, and Orava leaves it for Lubina. Now Orava tries his luck one more time. Miloslav Orava clears it in as far as the line. Gary Suter has it there, tried to set it up for Chris Nyland. The puck rolls down the ice, and Hasek will poke it to Lubina. Lubina went the other way when he saw number 30 coming at him. Now the Czechs break out of the zone. Rozal to the line. Ruzicka's loose on the left side. Rozal fights his way past Chelios. Here's a chance. He scores! Vladimir Ruzicka, I believe.
Well, that was teeing it up and letting it go. Watch number 17 over to the right of your screen now. He's going to be positioning himself, move from the middle to the right wing side. Ruzicka, who was a left-hand shot, when he got possession of that puck, he just let it go. Good little pass here. Right across the net, you could see Ruzicka, he came in front of Van Beesbroek just prior to him getting possession of that puck, got himself set up perfectly, his balance was perfect, and he let that puck go.
Great shot to the top corner. Van Beesbroek absolutely no chance at all, although a couple of American defenders got bunched up in front of him, and nobody took the guy that went wide. So it's 1-0 for Czechoslovakia on the goal by Vladimir Ruzicka at 13:38 of period number 1. And the Americans are down a goal. And they clear it into the Czech zone and go to the attack once again. Housley keeps it in. Bozic clears it around on the boards. It comes to the line. There's Ramsey's shot, knocked down in front. Carpenter tried to push it in front of the net, and the Czechs flip it out into the center ice area. Carpenter. Otto and one of the Czech players, Volek, got their sticks up a little bit. Now Carpenter moves after it. Volek gets there first. Housley knocked it down. And Joel Otto cleared it out across the line to center.
Well, the Czechs were doing a little bit too much crisscrossing out there. Number 15, Dolasel, and number 19, Volek, collided the blue line, and that sent the cheers going through Sydney Arena here.
Mark Johnson works his way as far as the line. Now the Czechs work their way back into the zone. Pasek drops it. Joey Mullen is there for the United States. To Hatcher. I don't know if this Czech team can be intimidated by a really physical style of play, although I don't know that they're used to the kind of physical play that the Americans are capable of throwing at them. Hatcher bodies his man Pasek. Langway goes behind the net, clears it around on the boards. Aaron Broughton chops it out to center, and Sherbin has it for Team Czechoslovakia. To Igor Liba. Pasek trying to get to the bench on a change, had to play the puck instead. Sherbin now throws it deep back into his own zone. Staviana. Up through the center ice area. Kuchera just kind of dropped it behind him, and the U.S. nearly broke that up. Peter Vilk throws it back now to Sherbin. LaFontaine dodged a check, lost control of the puck. Here's Peter Vilk for Czechoslovakia. Presley up to do some forechecking. Staviana works his way out of the Czech zone. Into the center ice area. Kuchera wide open on the right side. Takes a good shot. Van Beesbroek blocked it neatly. And now LaFontaine sets it up for Presley and then sends it away to Kelly Miller. And the Czech player Liba came up and made a good checking effort there. A lot of Czechs in this game. What a team, and the others some good physical play. Lubina nearly ran into his own man. Here's the puck on the right side now, and a shot that is steered into the corner by Van Beesbroek. Rosal leaves it along the boards for Lubina. Now Ruzicka takes the big shot. Oh, he just missed the top corner. Back around on the boards. Ruzicka's got it there again, and now Chelios breaks past him and gets the puck out to center. Chelios steered it across the line. Gave Farava a little punch in the cheek. Chelios going to the bench. And the Czechs forcing Bob Brook to do a lot of skating as he forechecks inside the blue line. Chaika. Too many men was the call from the U.S. bench, but no call made. Bob Brook now breaks in on the right side. There's a chance in front for Nyland, and he couldn't knock the high shot down. Brook had a chance in front as well and only saw it at the last minute. Brook steers it into the corner. Housley bodied along the boards. Nyland goes in and throws his weight around a little bit. And finally, it's controlled by Czechoslovakia, and it's slid out to center. Ruzicka, who was blue lining a little bit, gets in across the line. Keeps it in the zone, goes over on the far side. Dolezal missed a check from Housley, and the Americans control, and Joel Otto starts out to center. He just shovels it into the zone and was knocked down. Crowd wanted a penalty, but Keisler didn't see it that way. Dolezal now just gets rid of it to the U.S. blue line. And this first period winding down rather quickly. 2:05 to play now as Rod Langway tries to get something started. Over to Hatcher. He shoots it out to center. Otto has it there, working against Dolezal. Finally clears it down to Dominik Hasek. Olczyk hustles after it, takes Sherbin in along the boards heavily. Carpenter moves up looking for a loose puck, and instead it goes to the Czech player, and they get it as far as the line, but Otto keeps it in. Now it's Langway. Takes the shot towards the front of the net. That's blocked by the defense, and it's cleared out to center. Langway, good effort to beat David Volek to the puck. And Hatcher goes back to his own blue line and shoots it into the timer's bench. 1:28 to go in period one. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. 28 seconds to go in the first period. A very spirited first period, gentlemen.
No question about that. Team USA came out hitting. That's been their game plan. They've stuck to it. However, that hasn't foiled the Czechs the least bit. Their game plan is to keep possession of that puck, make the good plays. They have not yet been intimidated by all the heavy hitting by Team USA.
In the last couple of minutes, I've had the feeling that they're slowly taking over. Their skating and their puck handling skills, plus their ability to take the heavy checkings, swung the pendulum, I think, in their favor right now.
Liba crosses the line. Mark Johnson, nice move to break out down the left side. Johnson looking to make a pass. And the problem was the guy that got the pass right on his stick was wearing the wrong color jersey. Chelios dumps it into the zone. Hasek has to play it. Mullen can't get to the loose puck. Liba along the boards. Chelios able to keep it in briefly. Johnson finally takes control, battles for it along the boards. And now the Czechs come back down the side. Here's a big shot right on, and I think maybe Van Beesbroek got a tiny piece of that, enough to deflect it out of the far corner.
The Czechs are overloading the zone coming down that right side. They've got a 2-on-1 situation they're trying to create, and they're being successful at it. They're gaining the blue line.
This is a Czech team, remember, that was 1-2-1 coming into this game, and they're playing much better than they did against Team Canada, which I think has been about their most impressive effort in this tournament to this point. Now Kuchera breaks through center ice, missed a body check from Ramsey, threw it into the slot area, and who was there for it but the Americans' Wayne Presley. He flips it out and down the ice. As the seconds wind down, just 5 seconds left in the period, LaFontaine trying to get it into the zone. Housley gets it across to the line. We get an offside at the line. We get the end of the first period, and the Czechs have a 1-0 lead over the United States. So an entertaining first period for a capacity crowd here at Center 200, 7 Canada Cup tournament. And there is a standing ovation in the arena now for a bunch of youngsters who brought great honor to Cape Breton. The Glace Bay Kentucky Colonels, Canadian champions of Little League Baseball. And I think they're down in the west end of the arena behind John Van Beesbroek. They were the Little League champions this year and finished 5th at the World Championship in Williamsport, Pennsylvania a couple of weeks back. Great bunch of youngsters, and they did a great job winning the championship from Glace Bay, Nova Scotia. Second period action underway. Czechoslovakia 1, and Team USA no score. And David Volek steers the loose puck into the USA zone. Rod Langway hustles back to get it. Langway flips it out into the center ice area. Joel Otto has it there. Carpenter whacks it into the zone. Otto carries on into the corner. Olczyk moves over to try and make a pass, and Dolezal takes over for the Czechs and shoots it out and down the ice. And this will be an icing call as soon as Rod Langway gets to the loose puck.
Well, with all of Team USA's hitting, what they've got to create in this second period is some offensive opportunities as a result of it. It's great to go out there and use a lot of energy taking out the man, but unless you can create some offensive opportunities, it all goes to waste. That's where the Team USA may be a little short, and that's in their offensive abilities.
Well, I think as you're sitting at home watching this, time after time, a USA player is going to be even with or a step and a half or a half a step ahead of that guy in the red uniform, and before he takes 4 steps, this is where skating comes in. The Czechs definitely skate better.
Housley, big shot, and Fraser was jamming the net, and they didn't have much luck, or Miller rather was jamming the net. Housley now shoots it off one of his own players, and it goes all the way down to Van Beesbroek. Pat LaFontaine, New York Islander youngster. Kept in at the line by Staviana. Now Ramsey starts it away down the right side. Too far ahead for Presley. Ramsey tries it again. Broken up at the line by Igor Liba. And the official, the referee, called that.
Mike Ramsey, number 3 for Team USA. He was looking for his man, and he got him. Even though the whistle had already gone, Liba went flying. Ramsey's a rugged defenseman. The Buffalo Sabre, 6'3", 195-pound defenseman. He likes to play the body, and look, he lines him up with a good hip check right here. Number 11, Igor Liba, goes down and goes down hard, but the whistle had already gone.
Ruzicka works against Chelios. Suter knocks it out to center. Chaika left it there. Johnson now will try his luck. Mullen circles by Chaika. Mullen takes a dive as Chaika spilled him. Now it's kept into the slot area. Broughton's shot weak and wide. It comes back to the line. Broughton keeps it in. And now Czechoslovakia starts back. Peter Russell comes to the line, drops it for Ruzicka. Throws it back into the corner. Russell just lets it go behind the net. And Joey Mullen has it for the United States. To the line, but not out. Kept in. Russell into the corner. Ruzicka tries to center it, and Van Beesbroek will take a face-off with just about 2 minutes gone here in period 2.
The Czechs are still being successful at crossing over Team USA's blue line, and they're doing it through a simple means. They just continue to create that 2-on-1. Howie showed you one during the course of the intermission. 2-on-1 at the blue line, and they're getting easy possession of the blue. Now the Czechs, they're taking the man out a little bit too, as you can see, Team USA player going down. But the 2-on-1 at the blue line, that's how the Czechs are entering Team USA's end zone.
Rod Langway's logged a lot of ice time so far in this game. He's back out on the blue line with Kevin Hatcher for the United States. Fraser flips it out to center. The Czechs clearing right back in again. And again, there's a little bit of stick work away from the play. Langway behind the net to Hatcher. Out now to Bob Brook. He just dumps it into the zone. The Americans pour in after it. The Czechs get there first with Bocic. And now Black into the slot area. Vadak lost it. Here's Bob Brook. Brook winds up. Dumb shot.
Well, a giveaway at the blue line. A costly error by the Czechs. And all of a sudden, Team USA get on the scoreboard. Number 30, Chris Nyland, takes that puck and just ends up blasting it just inside that post. Catches Hasek over too far to his left. And an unexpected goal scorer in Chris Nyland. I think sometimes he ends up getting possession of the puck at times because the opposition just doesn't know quite what he's going to do.
Don't tell Chris Nyland that I thought it was Bob Brook. Here come the Americans again. 3 of them across the line. Right in front of the net. Carpenter took a whack at it. Carpenter goes after the loose puck. Olczyk dumped it behind the net. Joel Otto moves over towards that corner. Tries to get the loose puck. And now the Americans are really starting to pour on the pressure a little bit. Cheba out of the zone. Ramsey played it to the line. Carpenter tried to